You look at how severe the flood is in JB Central. When you come to this place, you must try this dish out. I'm actually very surprised to see that there are still F&B outlets, for example like Pizza Hut, KFC behind me. It's very early in the morning in JB Central and I'm proceeding for my breakfast stop. I'm at the Roast and Coffee outlet and I'm intending to have my breakfast here. Look at the queue behind me. Yes, it is.
Yes, I don't get the picture.
Yes, it is. It's a vlog. There is one dish which actually stand out to me. That is the Hainanese Guyo Kopi, butter in a hot coffee. When I drink the coffee, I actually can sense a taste of bitterness. And they also serve the coffee with a saucer at the bottom. For me, because I ordered the extra creamy version, so I can also taste a substantial amount of sweetness from the condensed milk. The butter melting in a hot coffee is another taste of a dimension, which is besides bitter, you can also taste the saltiness of a butter, and that's something that I love it. That's the way how I love coffee. When you come to this place, you must try this dish out. Before we go to the next destination, I also want to highlight to you that behind me, they are actually building the pillars for the JB Singapore RTS link. I'm actually expecting it to be completed in December 2026, and this will make it like more convenient for us to travel to and from Johor Bahru in Singapore. So looking forward to it. As of January this year, that the completion status of the JB RTS link is about 65% complete, and now it's April 2024 and I estimate that the completion status about maybe 70%. Finally, we have arrived at KSL Mall. It's actually such a funny thing that although KSL Mall was already there for quite a long time, but this is my first time here, so let's see what it has to offer. The first thing I come to the KSL Mall, actually if you see on my left is actually the clothing. So basically there's having a promotional sale when it comes to clothing, for example like shirt, jeans, etc. Can say they are like somewhat branded. For me to continue to talk, as I'm going to expect to talk a lot, so let me find a place to hydrate myself. So I think I'll get myself a drink. So I've got myself the peach oolong tea, and it actually costs 12 ringgit and 30 cents. Comparatively, is actually cheaper here compared to in Singapore. Would enjoy the drink as I shop around the KSL to bring you to see what are the interesting shops that I can show you. Look at one feature of the KSL Mall. This is actually what we call the gluten food street. So for the gluten food street, there are actually quite a lot of stores. So I'm wondering if what to eat for lunch at this food street. So let's have a look. Behind me is one of the exits of the KSL Mall. I thought that's going to be the end of all the shops for KSL Mall, but I'm going to show you something surprising outside. I'm outside the air-conditioned area of the KSL Mall. I'm actually very surprised to see that there are still F&B outlets, for example like Pizza Hut, KFC behind me. There are also restaurants and eateries that are also behind me, and what makes me even more surprised is that beyond non-air conditioned areas of the mall, there are also small little stores which are being set up. Behind me are all those durian stores, and you can also see the shop houses. You can see there is a car wash shop ahead of me, and there is also a coffee shop ahead. There are also other shop houses in front of me, and the cars parking along the sides of the road. There are roadside stores selling the fruits, for example like watermelons, longans. There are also cut fruits. Some of the stores here that I also see very common to Singapore. For example like Ochang Tea behind me. There's also Gong Cha behind me. Well, the lunch is sumptuous, and right now I'm going to the Lotus Hypermart in front of me to buy groceries. Lastly, over here that I observed that if you look behind me, this condominium, they are actually selling to foreigners, and I believe this includes Singaporeans. So I'm actually like pretty surprised when they sell from 400,000 ringgit onwards. Hopefully I can buy one of them one day. Just now I had a chat with the property agent, and there's one thing which really catch me by surprise. Anyway, I catch a bus first as I'm leaving KSL, then I'll explain more. So just now something interesting has happened on the bus journey back to JB Central. There was actually a flood at one of the junctions. Because of the flood that is happening at the junction, so as a result, the bus cannot pass through the flood to prevent the water from going into the engine. That's why the bus have to actually reverse to get to the next alternative route before the junction, before it can continue the journey. So as a result, you hear a lot of the vehicles honking each other and sudden brakes. But luckily, I'm still arrived at the JB Central safely. You look at how severe the flood is in JB Central. So you observe the car also have difficulty maneuvering. So I believe that it actually rained earlier this afternoon when I was still in KSL shopping. I did not even know that it rained heavily, but apparently it did. Okay, I want to share with you something that I'm quite surprised that I find about this KSL District Garden 2 condominium. Usually for most of the condominiums in Johor Bahru, for foreigners can only purchase a property worth at least 1 million ringgit and above. But why am I very surprised is that the developer has actually allowed the Singaporeans to purchase this condominium property from as low as 400,000 ringgit. So this is actually what quite caught me by surprise, but it has actually given an impetus for me to work towards too. This is not an ordinary trip to Johor Bahru. Luckily, the flood issue is relatively minor, and now I'm going to make my way back to Singapore. If you like the video, do remember to press like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you won't miss any important updates. Well, my next adventure will be home or away. I'll see you in the next video.